And it is 10,000, so the answer is A. We already got that one, but let's say that we tried something that wasn't right. Okay, so this one also has a base of 10. We're putting it to the fourth power because that's the answer. And then they say the answer is 2, which is definitely wrong. That's why B is wrong. Let's just try one more. We'll say this one, D. That would be 25 to the fourth power here is 100. Now that one's tempting because 25 times 4 is 100, but 25 to the fourth power is actually 25 times 25 times 25 times 25. So this one's definitely wrong too. The answer's A. Matrices is one of the easiest Algebra 2 concepts that there are, in my opinion. So if you've got matrix A is this jumble of numbers in this kind of bracket thing, and matrix B is this jumble of numbers in that bracket, which ones add A plus B? Well, all you're doing for this is you're just adding like the corresponding spots. So for that, there's like 4 spots here. So for that top left spot, you're adding 3 and 2, which make 5. And 5 and -1 make positive 4, okay? And then the bottom left, we're taking -4 plus positive 6, which is positive 2. And then 7 plus 8, which is 15. So that's 5, 4, 2, 15, which is G. Okie dokie. 11. There's matrix A, matrix B. Which of these are B minus A? All right, now I bet you at least one of these are just switching the B minus A thing, but you've got to remember that we're always subtracting. So the first spot right here, the first spot is going to be -1 minus a -2, because I'm taking this spot right here, -1, B, minus the left spot in A, which is -2. If negatives are the thing that always trips you up, then for goodness sakes, just use a calculator. But 2 negatives right in a row means adding, so that is a positive 1. I can already tell you that the answer is E, because that's the only one that has a 1 in the top left corner. And if this was the ACT, I would 100% keep going and just circle E and quit at that point. Because I don't have enough time. But since this is an informational video, I'll keep going. So this one would be 3 minus 3. Right there, 3 minus 3 is 0. The bottom left corner would be -3 minus 5, which is -8. Bottom right corner would be 4 minus a -8, which is positive 12. Which, again, is E. All right, number 12. Given this function, what is the value of f of x when x is 2? So basically it's saying, remember, f of x is the same thing as y, so this is like the equation y equals all that junk. So it's saying, what is the value of y when x is 2? So all we have to do is just plug in 2 into the equation. And I end up with 3 times 4 minus 18 times 2 is 36 plus 33. 3 times 4 is 12. And -36 plus 33 is -3. So if I put those together, I get 9, which is H. That one wasn't so bad. All right, what is the solution to this system of linear equations? Now, technically, since they give you a whole bunch of answers, you could just start plugging in these answers and see if they work. But I'm going to do this using substitution because I promised you earlier that I would do that. So this second equation is easily set up for substitution because I'm trying to get a variable by itself. So I'm going to add 2y to both sides here. That's x equals 5 plus 2y. And now I know that x equals that stuff, so I'm going to put that junk in for the x on the other equation. So that's 4 times 5 plus 2y plus 3y equals 9. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8y plus another 3y equals 9. And then I can put the y's together and get 11y. Like that. And then to get the y by itself, I'm going to subtract 20 on both sides. I get 11y equals -11. Divide by 11 on both sides, I get y equals -1. All right, well, the only answer that has y as a -1 is C, but I'll just finish it for everybody else watching. So you can pick the top equation or the bottom equation to plug y into. I'm going to pick the bottom one because it looks easier. So that's x minus 2 times y, which is -1, equals 5. So x -2 times -1 is +2, equals 5. And then subtract 2 from both sides, you get x equals 3. So 3 and -1 are the right answers. You could have done this by elimination instead, maybe multiplied that bottom equation by -4 and then added them together, and that would have worked as well. So whatever you feel comfortable with. Both are good tools. News, that's a whole paragraph. I don't have time to read that. Okay, so let's see. It says that they're mixing coffees together to make a blend. So if you take 3 pounds of Arabian coffee and you add it to 5 pounds of Colombian, then it costs $73. And then, but also if you take 4 pounds of Arabian and you add 8 pounds of Colombia to it, you get $110. So the question is, how much does each one cost? Again, this is a system of equations. I hope that you can see that if you're going to solve this by substitution this time, this would be really hard because you have to get an A or a C by itself, and that is messy and gross and would involve a lot of fractions. It would also work. It totally would work, but it would take a long time. So for this one, I'm definitely doing elimination. I'm going to try to get both of the A's to equal to 12 because 3 and 4 both go into 12. So the top one, I'll make +12, that's 4 times 3, and the bottom one I'm going to try to get to -12, which is -3 times 4. So remember, you got to distribute it to all of those things. So that is 12a plus 20c equals 292, and the other one is -12a minus 24c equals -330. All right, and then if I add them together, the A's cancel out, which was exactly my plan, and I get -4c equals -38? Okay. If I divide by -4 on both sides, remember that was just me adding this one and these two together to get that. -38 divided by a -4 is c equals 950. So 950 for c, which is, it looks like it says right there, AC, so it's the second one. That means the answer is G. Again, if this was the real ACT, I would just move on because I already know that I have it right. But just for all of us watching, let's finish it out. So if I take, doesn't matter which equation, I'll take the top one, 3a plus 5c, but instead of c, I'm going to write what I know what c is, which is 950. And that equals 73. So 3a plus 5 times 9.5 is, that would be what, 45, 47 and a half. So 47 and a half. So I get 3a equals negative, this is messy. No, positive, 25 and a half. Yeah. And then you divide by 3 on both sides. So